Hello and welcome again to Earth Now Media, communicating impact for climate, nature, people and development. Faith diplomacy, what is it? What role does it play in advocating for a just, secure and peaceful world? And joining me again is Madame Beatrice, who is all the way from Uganda and the board of Green Faith African. Nice to have you on the program today.
Thank you so much. Once again, my name is Beatrice Rukanyanga. I'm coming from Uganda, and I'm a woman leader, Catholic by faith. Yeah.
Nice to hear that. And of course, from your experiences and works, I wonder from Uganda and indeed Africa, how is the climate crisis, manifesting in your communities?
Okay, thank you so much. Indeed, I'm standing in as a woman and a grassroots woman. You all know that climate crisis is a general challenge in the entire world. But when it comes to the developing countries, it becomes worse. I would speak on my behalf as a local person. We very well know that women basically are the producers of food. And when climate crisis interferes with the seasons, with the fertility of soils, then the food doesn't do well. And you very well know that in the African context, especially in the Ugandan context, a woman or a mother is a sole producer of food at household level. So when climate crisis comes in and affects the food production, affects the water sources, affects the fuel, wood, energy, so it is the woman that is mostly affected. And I would not speak only about the impact on the woman. It impacts generally on the girl child, and it also distorts the relationship at household level. For example, me as a woman, if the food at household level is not enough, I cannot provide for the family. It brings conflict between the family members, because when a family doesn't have enough food at home, they keep picking quarrels. The children keep asking the mother, can we have food? We are hungry. I have never had a child cry that, Daddy, I don't have food. I have always had, Mommy, I'm dying of hunger. So when climate crisis hits on the food production, it is the woman who will be severely impacted on. We have had a fuel wood crisis. All forests have been cut, especially during the oil development activities where a number of forests, a number of wetlands were destroyed. We have lost a lot of vegetation, we have lost a lot of water sources. So we are forced into walking so many distances to look for fuel wood, to look for water. And when a girl and a mother walk longest distances, on coming back home, they will come late. And some families have gone without meals at home because they don't have fuel wood to cook the meals. And sometimes they don't have enough water to cook the food. And some children have slept without bathing, without cleaning their bodies, because they cannot afford to have food, to have water to clean their bodies and to use for utensils. So the climate crisis generally hits us, all of us, but basically hits much more on the woman and the girl child.
Indeed, and the fact that it goes beyond capitalism, that even as the whole of society is impacted, the woman has more exposures to the crisis, the girl child has more exposures to the crisis, and if we can put more empowerment and support systems at the community level to empower these women, to empower the girls, and ensure that through restoration from a religious perspective, from a society perspective, that we can actually meet them and mitigate some of these impacts of the climate crisis, including building resilience, we have a better way to go. And last question to you, Madam Beatrice, because we've seen cases where world leaders promise Africa climate finance, but of course they don't honor these so-called promises. From a faith perspective, and a woman leader perspective, what would you say should be the way for Africa?
As a woman leader and from a faith background, I would say that our leaders should come up and speak the truth. First of all, our faith promotes truth speaking. They should not continue making empty promises. We all know that we were created in the image of God, and we all know that we are ambassadors of justice and we are ambassadors of peace. So if leaders have to abide by the faith that we are promoting, they have to promote Mother Earth, because all of us we were created in the image of God and we deserve to be treated in a fair manner, in a just way, and therefore they should not segregate, they should not think for themselves. Because as leaders, African leaders, for them with their families, they can afford any other technologies in terms of any food they can get, in terms of any resources they can get. They have all the financial resources to make sure that they lead better lives. But for us, the local people, they should always think about us. Know that we are coming from the grassroots. Know that we deserve improved service delivery. We are all created in the image of God. We all need equal treatment as human beings on this earth.
Wow, and that in fact we should be truthful to reflect the image that we are created in His likeness, and that is what the scriptures quote about God. Lastly, of course, we cannot let you go before you inspire the world. I know there's someone watching you, a young girl, a woman, also a boy and a man in Africa who really want to also, walk in your footsteps and get, inspired by your words. Could you look to this camera and inspire them in your own words?
So I would say that I'm calling upon the women and girls and the youth outside there that we should not be intimidated in any way. We should stand up, raise up and speak and raise our voices on any matters that affect us. We know nature needs us much more than we need it. So we ought to have to stand up and fight for, and defend our rights and have climate justice. And climate justice is for us all. And we need climate justice now.
We need climate justice now. Let me not water it down. That has been Faith Diplomacy with Up Now Media, communicating impact for climate, nature, people, and development. Thank you so much for your wonderful engagement, Madam Beatrice.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.